So friends, before we start this YOLO custom object detection, I have to tell you that I have given this annotation to another person to annotate this and give it to me. So I have to tell you about his workmanship. So let me show you an example. So here it is. Okay, and this is the annotation tool. He's not using this kind of annotation tool. I don't know how he did it, but this was a very good example of how an annotation team should perform and correct form of annotation, and how it should lead the person who is doing annotation. Okay, so I will show you some images for which I annotated, and some images he annotated. Okay, so there was some kind of problem when uploading it. The names actually changed. Okay, there are up to 6,000 images. So I will give you these details. Before that, choose the files. Okay, and in the desktop, first I will show you how wrongly I annotated it. Okay, so this is the thing. I annotated it not in a correct manner. Okay, so let me show you how I annotated in a very wrong manner. This tutorial may go for a while because it is a very huge tutorial, so you have to be with patience with me. Okay, so what happened itself, I was just angry at that boy, but he really was good at his work. Okay, I have to tell you, because as you can see, this is the kind of image I have annotated, because up to 2000 images the annotations were correct. After 2000 the images started to change suddenly. I don't know why, what is the problem. Maybe due to a virus in the system which is automatically changing the text files. Okay, so these are the obj.names. So what are these obj.names? So these obj.names, I will in a very short manner I will tell you what is an obj.names, which really matters. This is a wrong annotation method what I am going to show you. Okay, so let it load, and okay, it has been done. So next what we have to do is we have to take the text files. Okay, so in here, when I just started, because he only gave me the image, the correct annotations for first 2000 images, and I was pretty not satisfied with this work. But really, for my, if I had patience, I would have got and very good results. Okay, so I am just importing all these annotation files. First we have to classes.txt is got in as obj.names. So as you can see in here, this open danger, you watch it correctly. When I just push the left and right arrow buttons, no, in here, as you can see, these left and right arrow buttons, you can just move the images. If you push these, it will move the classes. Okay, so I will show you how to. Now I'm pressing the left and right arrow button. So as you can see here, when I'm doing that, as you can see that the boxes are not really very correct. Okay, as you can see, it is not correct. The boxes are changing very rapidly. Those are not approximate. It has lots of background in it. You can also term it as a noise also, because the background will really contribute to the detection. Okay, the background will really contribute. As you can see, it is very highly incorrect method of doing. Okay, this annotation. So I don't know what kind of tool he uses, or what kind of, as you can see, this plus cross plus is just jumping here and there. Okay, this is a very wrong method of doing, because as you can see here, when I just do this, it is just jumping here and there. So you must not annotate in this manner. Now let me show you what the correct one. Let me close this. Now I will show you the correct one. Okay, so I have it in a separate folder. So it's over here. Okay, so I'm just selecting it, Control A, and I'm just importing it. It will take some time to import, you get inside. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to take the object.names. Okay, I have kept it here. So let me show you the object.names, what all I have. This may take a while because it has to go through these things. Okay, this is the correct method of annotating. So let me take my face over here. Okay, this is the correct method of annotating. So this is not the tool actually he is performing that. He is performing it with a very sophisticated and a very highly good tool. Okay, after this we are going to do the training part. Okay, we are going to do the training part. So let me show you how he has annotated correctly. So you can see the boxes and the plus sign is just jumping here and there. It should not jump here and there. It should only be in a center with the centroid, so that the box is in a uniform alignment with that object, and the background is not much contributing to the detection, because the background could act as a noise to the detection. Okay, okay, it has safely got that. So we have to also take the annotation files now. Okay, so it is over here in here, and just click it. And there was really a mistake. I will show you how did that happen. So when I am importing this now, as you can see, when I am importing this, it is importing in the same name, borewell.rescue mixed like that, and every images has been aligned correctly, but there has to be some randomness in the data. Okay, so now what we have to do is, you see how he has annotated correctly. Okay, so let me track it by just putting the, you can see that that plus sign is not oscillating much in that. Okay, it is not oscillating that much. You can see wherever the images move, it is correctly contributed within that. Okay, it is currently it is just taking only the image. Okay, as you can see, it is only taking the whole inside the image and not anything other than that. Okay, so the plus is also not moving here and there. You can say that there is a some kind of allowance here, that as you can see in here also, you can see that the plus is not moving that much. You watch this plus, no, it will not being oscillating too much, because it is within the centroid of the object and it is tracking the object in a correct sense. Okay, after this, the open and danger is the 1000 images, the last 1000 images which I annotated. Okay, so let me show you how he has also annotated. So these are some images that I gave him. As you can see, this is an image of an closed borewell. So borewell problem is a very great problem. So why are we doing this is not to implement it, not drone. As you can see, the plus symbol is not much oscillating, and it is within the centroid of the object, and it is correctly situated as I am going around the object. Okay, this is the correct way of annotating. Okay, you have to understand. I don't know how that boy did it, but whatever he did is really a good one. So I have uploaded it in on my Colab, and I'm going to start the training. Okay, so why are we choosing the RoboFlow YOLO GitHub is that RoboFlow YOLO model you can choose. There is no problem with that. But the reason why we are choosing that is, it is highly recommended to use your RoboFlow, because it has very good learning rate tweaking. Okay, it has very good learning rate hyperparameter tweaking. I am not going to use their kind of this model zoo on their Colab, but I'm going to take my personal one and I'm going to train it on that. So let us see. So this is the totality of the total idea of the annotation. So I hope this helps you. So we will start training. You are going to watch it the next minute. Okay, so we have to be very thankful to Almir Rahman. And borewell deaths, child borewell deaths are very dangerous in India. To protect it, we have to make a CCTV system, so that it has to intimate if you put a rock on that, it is unsafe, because the child's curiosity could drive it and go take there and put the rock out, and it could jump inside. You may ask why it is going to jump inside. It is feared of the heights. No, the height is not visible. So there may be some mistake. So what we are going to do is, we are going to primarily say, the unsafe methods. As you can see, some borewells are open. Not even a child, a cat could fall inside, a rat could fall inside, small birds could fall inside, walkable birds like chicken. So we have to protect all the animals, not only humans. So after that, we are going to launch a reinforcement technique using URDF files um, in the um, Colab also, and with using reinforcement learning. And also the third one would be the mass surveillance using the satellite imagery and identifying the spots where the borewells are in the satellite maps of the Google Maps. And also the third one would be using the drone to check. Now what we are going to use is, we are going to detect, because in roadways when you go in India, no, what happens is that you will see a borewell. As you can see, I saw a borewell. I had some money, 50 rupee, which is nearly equal to zero 0.5 cents USD, and I just bought a cap and I just filled it up. The school was very nearby, and I have to tell you that I should not degrade my country, even though I am very ashamed to say that nobody has shut that borewell. Everybody is walking around it, going around it, and nobody has the idea to shut it. So we are going to find which are all the potential dangers, which is unsafe, which is safe. Safe is completely closed, and which is in danger. Danger is open and danger. Okay, you may ask, only CCTV is not available throughout the India, how are you going to rectify it? So we are going to rectify it only through visible areas. When you are going through a highway, when you see a borewell is open, you are going to identify it, and you are going to take that location, and you are going to tell that the borewell is open there, please go on. Because in the highways itself, lots of borewell are open. Okay, so you can identify it and tell it. Okay, this is how we are going to rectify this. The third one would be on a mass surveillance using the satellite imagery and finding the small holes in the earth bed, and identifying it, annotating it, and finding the other holes. It may be small or big, but we have to find it. Okay, so shall we start the training? Yes. Okay, you understand my point now. Okay, so you may say that this is some kind of stupid project, but not like that, because people are stupid, because they can't even buy a cap and fill up a borewell, and they are telling me that your project is stupid. I am just telling you that going at a just 50 kilometer per hour in a bike, you are going to just take your dash cam, car dash cam, bike dash cam, which will identify that point is unsafe, which is open, unsafe, or danger. So let me show you what is open, unsafe, or danger. Okay, so as you can see from here, I will show you the variations in open, unsafe, and danger. So we have identified in our project about these three things. Okay, these data may not be sufficient to recover. So as you can see here, this is a borewell which is just covered by a rock. When somebody topples it, there is a school nearby. There is a kindergarten school nearby. Children are very they can just fit it to that borewell. They can just go inside. I was very afraid to see that. So what I did is, I just bought a cap and I just closed it up. Okay, so the next thing would be, this is the unsafe method. Okay, unsafe method of closing. So other unsafe and not maintained methods I'm going to show you in the borewell. Okay, so this is the safest method, because in here you have completely closed, and also I will show you some methods which are unsafe, even they look like they are closed. Okay, it is taking a while. Okay, this is unsafe because the cap is not closed. It can just topple. Okay, so then you have these things, and this is also unsafe. This is also a very unsafe method. So I will show you some images. So first, these rocks are unsafe things to be there. So I will show you another thing. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous because this well is really open, but this is very short, so I didn't close it. But the other bore wells I have closed it. Okay, in this it is just this much depth in the depth, but this also could be a very potential danger. Okay, so this is the kind of thing. The borewell is highly dangerous. So this is a very potentially dangerous borewell which could really take a child's life away. Okay, so I just identified it. This is a very deep borewell, about 200 meters. So it is not nearly possible even for the very civilized nations to launch and catastrophic team. Okay, to just save people. Okay, you can't save in a people from borewell. It is very highly dangerous. So this is also another thing which is unsafe closed. Okay, this is just a mud. This could go anytime inside it. So let me show you another unsafe method of maintaining the borewell. Okay, so this is my India. I don't want to degrade my country even though I am an Indian. So as you can see here, this borewell is not completely closed. It has been closed in certain way that this borewell is not maintained properly with a proper cap. Okay, this is the kind of conditions they leave the borewells, and children fall into it. Okay, and there are also lots of borewell deaths. Okay, there are lots of borewell deaths. Okay, let me show you. As you are seeing here in a deep well, this boy was just inside, like raising his hands, but we can still have a chance to recover him. But the borewell deaths are very common in India because of the water scarcity, and there are lots of problems. It is not really a easy task to save a baby from a borewell. Okay, so I have launched this project Sujit. The boy was dead before 2 to 3 years ago. So as you can see here, even in Punjab, a 2-year-old was pulled out in a manner that he was inside the borewell, and I could not get the data set. Okay, it is a very highly suffocating and irritating and a very hard way to die in a very ignorant and an adolescent age. Okay, not adolescent, the ignorance of the child and the curiosity drives the poor boy into the borewell. So it is a very dangerous one. As you can see here, the boy is in a manner like this. So we have to also launch some other techniques to recover the boy from the borewell. This is our first step, to identify the borewell and just recover him, whether the borewell is open, danger, unsafe, maintained. So these are the techniques I am going to use. You may ask that this could be only launched by the CCTV cameras, but I am not aware of it. But even in drones also, when we are trying to do, I am going to just maintain a very big satellite map, and it is could be merged in a Mercator sense. Okay, in a Mercator integral sense, that Mercator map should identify the potential dangers of the borewell throughout the world. Okay, the borewell deaths are very common in India because of the ignorance, not only the ignorance of the child, and also the ignorance of the people who are uneducated to maintain a borewell, and the government is not taking in an adequate action to eradicate this. Okay, so this is our project. So I just launched this. Many of them were asking me that, why don't you tell it to the government? Why don't you tell it to an agency? Why don't you tell it to anybody who is going to help you? No, this is not a point. That is not a point. Okay, that is not a point. We don't want anybody's help. We have to show and permanent solution to this. So we are just integrating the minds to share knowledge, and preventing act is in sense to maintained by everybody. Okay, so prevention is better than cure, so we have to prevent this. So okay, this is the first part of the thing. I have explained about the data set and everything. So we are going to go to the second part of the data set, which is highly very not very complicated, but little bit complicated, which I'm going to take a lot of time to which will take a lot of time to explain, but not an hard task to do. Okay, let's go to the Colab now. Okay, so I'm going to connect my drive and do some very intricate and very personal things, so that you are not going to watch my personal ID or anything. So you guys are very good to me, so I'm not very troubled with you guys, because only a good soul or a good mind will have an idea to do this project, and you guys stayed with me for a long time in our channel, so I launched this project at the second stage. Okay, so let us first, what we have to do is, we have to, because I have exploited all my resources on the Colab, I'm going to go for the second ID which is suitable for the detection, for the training. Okay, so the second thing what we are going to do is, we are going to check that how much time is left. Okay, runtime log. Okay, where is the runtime? Local, connect to the local runtime. Okay, so in here what they are telling is, runtime, view the runtime log. So runtime, so manage sessions, change runtime type. Okay, log is not anymore given over here, it is over here. Okay, change the runtime to GPU first. Okay, and just connect it to the hosted thing. Okay, because hosted means Google is providing a free GPU. Those who don't know about this have to understand the thing. Okay, so if Google is providing us a free GPU, so we are going to take use of it, make use of it. Okay, okay, now it's set. So now we have to check the runtime log. Okay, so uh, do we have a time? Do we have time? 100, even 100. I don't think I have exploited this resource. So it will be June 6 today. Okay, active kernels are 0, so I can use this thing for a long time. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we are going to go to the RoboFlow YOLO v3 GitHub. ROBOFLOW, RoboFlow model zoo. Okay, and we are going to take some of the experiences what we had in RoboFlow, because RoboFlow is providing us absolutely wonderful GitHub repo. Okay, GitHub repo where they have tweaked lots of parameters, where you can take this GitHub repo and you can just make your own one, because I'm going to teach you in a manner that you use your own one. Okay, you use your own method of training. So before that, I had this system, my system, I could not show you here. I will just turn my computer. Even though I could not show you, it is an AIO. So this is the thing. Okay, now let's see what kind of CUDA version. That is not a very big deal. Okay, but we need an idea of what kind of GPU we are going to use. Okay, what kind of GPU? So we are lucky to have a 15 gigabytes graphics card thing, and you have to first change the architecture. Okay, first change the architecture, so you have to get this. Okay, because this would be a big deal. So now you just get here. Okay, and copy this, what to say, copy cell, and you just get here, and because we have to take two repos, and after that we have to make another thing for video detection, which is nearly not possible with the the card. Okay, so we are going to git clone this. So Control C. So we are just making our own version of these things. Why I insist you to go with RoboFlow's repo is, it's really very good. Okay, it's really very good. Has lots of ideas how to make it. So we are going to just make the file by just copying it. Okay, so copying it, and Control C, and the make file, I think it is there. Okay, so let's go to the make file. So darknet is here, RoboFlow GitHub darknet, and make file is over here. So nothing, no problem. You just activate the code.env one, which is also a very good resource, and you can see here it returns that the 75 is the compute thing. So what you have to do is you have to activate this. So all the computable SM architecture is given, so you don't have to worry and go to the Aeron DK for verifying it. I have told in many videos, I also will tell while the training is running. Okay, so the makefile has been done. So the another thing what you have to do is we have to get here and type okay, the compute ratio is correct. Okay, then percentage CD, and what you have to do is you have to get into this directory, copy path and paste this, and you have to get into that directory. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to get here and type exclamation make, and without any error. If there is no error, it will just keep on running. It will only show warnings, so you don't have to worry about it. So the next thing would be on connecting the drive and making the CFG files. So okay, so we have to connect the drives and make the CFG file and obj.data and everything. I will tell you everything step by step. Okay, so let these things go. So, connect drive in Colab. Okay, it is a very correct way of doing. Okay, it is a very correct way of doing to connect the drive in the Colab. You just click it because we need the specific drive. Okay, where we have kept the data set. Can you understand? So this is a resource which will tell you how to connect the drive. So just copy this, Control C, and get back here. So it is just still compiling. It has finished without any error. That's a great news. As you can see, if you feel some error, no, it will just show up make 31 or something, so you don't have to fear. So next what you have to do is you have to put the quotations, because it comes with the wrong one. Now you have to connect the Google Drive. You click this, there will be a code appearing. You just click allow and just paste it here and click enter. Okay, now I'm going to do that. I don't want to spoil my privacy. And that's a great news. We have connected the drive. Okay. So now what we have to do is next thing we have to set the obj.data and everything. Okay. So we have to come to the folder called data. Okay. In here obj no folder is there. So we have to create a folder called new folder called obj. Obj. Okay. So this obj is different. This is for compilation. Okay, .o. But here what we have to do is we have to make a folder called obj, and we have to copy all the files. I will tell you about the test and train and everything. Okay, so we are not going to use it in that manner. We are not going to split it, test and train and everything. We are going to use a process.py script to do that. Okay. Okay, now what we have to do is obj is over here. Now you have to go to the obj.names and upload it. Go to the desktop and you have to find the obj.names. It's over here. Okay, it will get uploaded. It is just telling you I will recycle it after the use. No problem with that. So obj names.text, and first is open endangered, unsafe warning, and completely closed. Okay, we have no problem with that, or the makefile. Let us close that. So now what we have to do is we have to go to the CFG file. Now we have to go select and combine 9K. We have to just alter this. So we have three classes. So one is open endangered, second one is unsafe, third one is completely closed. So we have to change this as 3. Now we don't need this train. Okay, now we have to get up and we have to change this to test. Okay, you have to change this to test, and you have to get here and you have to change these things. Okay, we must create test.thing, text txt file and the train.txt file. Now we can close this. Now what you have to do, in here we have to put obj.names in names thing. Okay. Okay. Now get up. Now what you have to do is there is no need of these things, results or maps or anything. So you just you just delete it. Okay, that's enough. Now what you have to do is we have to create a folder for backup for weights file after training. So now what you do is you just get up here and go over here, and what you do is you just create a new folder, Borewell YOLO, SCUE rescue, WEIGHTS weights FILE. Okay, so home. Okay, right. Borewell weights rescue file. It is supposed to be Borewell weights rescue file. So let's refresh it and go inside. So it would be this. Okay, it would be this. So let's copy this path and paste it over here. Okay, and wait a minute, just move it here, and you just add a slash over here. That's it, finished. Okay, now we have to make train and test files. Before that, this should be changed to obj.data and moved to the obj data folder in the darknet. Okay, obj folder in the darknet. So now what we are going to do is we are going to pick and file from the YouTube. Go Google. So go to the Google and type YOLO Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube Yamaric. So this is a fine script which will randomly pick the images for us. Okay, sorry, test things. So just go up, you just copy this, and you have to make an folder called new. Not here, here. So it is in the G drive. Go to the darknet, and we have the all the folders in there. So now what we have to do is we have to go here. Okay, and there are test and train files. Both files are there. Yes, both files are there. So we have to paste this in here. Okay, we have to just make an new file, process.py, process.py. Okay, so you just close it and open it and click this. There will be nothing over there. So you just paste this code where you copied from that website, and you have to take the images path and give it over here. So we have to move all the images inside the obj. Okay, so now what we have to do is you have to get into the drive. Okay, you have to get into the drive, and the files should be on, let me show you, because I have uploaded a lots of files, there will be a problem. So correct important may final is correct. So let me show you png huge fgh output files, not this one. Important, this is the file, I think so. Okay, so it is over here. Okay, it's a zip file, I think so. Wait a minute. Okay, so we have to move this. It's a rar file. Okay, so we have to copy this path and move it. Okay, so cp minus r and move it from here, sorry, copy it from here. Okay, to, wait a minute, copy it from here. Okay, I'm just copying the path and moving it from here to the obj folder path. Okay, now go here, now go here and just copy this path and just paste here. Okay, and that's it, enough. Now it will move the rar file inside that, and after that we have to unzip it. Okay, so it's a very big data set. Okay, you also have the obj.names inside it itself. So let it move it, sorry, copy it. Okay, the file has been copied over there. Now what you have to do is you have to unzip it. So in here you have to go, just pretend like renaming it and type Control A, Control C, and get over here. Okay, get over here, and what you have to do is you just put here and just paste this file. Okay, go to the home and unzip. You just type exclamation UNZIP. Okay, so let's move this for some time. Okay, this is the file that this is the image file what we are going to deal with. Okay, so here's the image file, and it's RAR. Okay, now what you can do is you can unzip it here. So let's unzip it. Okay, so I think RAR file you cannot unzip it. So I also have another option of copying these things. So you can just delete this. Okay, delete, because it is just being deleted on the Colab session. Okay, no problem with that, but still we have our hope. So correct, important. So not this one, not this one. Borewell data set is not this one. Okay, so I think this is the one. So you have all the images over here. Okay, so finally corrected important data set. Okay, so we can move this. We don't want to move this, we will copy this. Okay, we'll copy this. Wait a minute, because RAR file is not able to unzip in it, so only is a zip file can be unzipped. So you have all the 3000 images over here, so we can just go with these things. So just copy the path, don't move it because it may result in a wrong one. So I have given a very big name, I'm sorry for that. So let's move this into the OBJ folder, this whole folder. Okay, whole folder with images, a huge thing. Don't give this much big name because I was in a hurry to make it. I just gave this just nonsense name. Okay, so just you go here and the OBJ file is over here. So we have to copy all these things over there. Okay. So still now the process by is with us. Okay, process by is with us. It's a happy news. Okay, because after the all the images are being copied. Okay, okay, still the total thing is being copied. Okay, it's not a problem. We will just go with the we will just try to put all the images within this folder and we will try to make it. Okay, let it copy everything. Okay, I have made a great mistake of a lifetime. It is just keep on going. I think it will just finish at the time of infinity. So I am interrupting the execution, and I don't want this thing to be here. So let it be. So you can even use this not only in data folder, you can even use it wherever it is. Okay, so it is over here. Okay, it is over here. So I will just give it a very short name and try to use it. Okay, I'll just give it a short name and try to use it, and again I will rename it. Okay, it is in this manner. So this is the correct one. So just rename it. Okay, Orwell, RESCUEMAY 2021, and I'm just giving important because I could forget it. Okay, and this is the thing. So I'm just copying this path and I'm just pasting it over here. So I'm just using it directly from the drive. Okay, nothing more than I'm just using it directly from the drive, which consists of more than 3000 images with text files, all those things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this train.txt, test.txt, and I'm going to just give this path over here. Okay, in the data. Okay, in data itself, copy the path and just paste it over here. Control V. It should be written over here. And okay, wait a minute. So what I have done is I have just pasted the data thing, but I'm just using in my local drive itself. Okay, in my local, the images are in my local drive itself. So the process.py is in the obj here. Okay, in the process.py is over here. Ignore this thing. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to generate this txt.train.txt and test.txt in such a manner that you are going to use it here. Okay, and the weights file will be created over here. So now what you have to do is you have to run the process.py script. So now get here, copy path. Okay, and the next thing would be first then you have to arrange the so let me arrange the data.obj and everything. So this may look very laborious to you or very very uh, hard way to do this, but this is somewhat easy, so don't worry. Okay, I'm just going step by step. Okay, percentage cd, I'm going inside the data.obj.folder and just generating the files. Okay, now python python and process dot py. So check for the spelling. Yes, process.py, that is the script. Now you have to run this script, and oh my god, okay, sorry. So now what you have to do is, oh my god, what happened? Okay, now what you have to do is you have to run the script. So process.py script, and the test and train files will be created. So it is created over here. So copy this path. Okay, copy this path and get over here. So first one would be test. Okay, copy the path and check the path is correct or not. Okay, everything is correct. It is being directed to the data set, where the data set is with the 3000 images. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to paste this on the train. Okay, and the another thing would be for the test. So just copy this path and paste it over here. Okay, so now what happens is that you have just given all these things, and now you have to go here obj.names, so .text. So you just copy this, okay, and paste it over here, the path of the obj.names. Okay, so everything is given. You have to change the combine 9k.data into obj.data and transfer it over here. Okay, so combine 9k, where are you? It is over here. So just rename it as obj.data. Okay, and where is our obj.data? Okay, not this thing. So it should be, so now you have everything over here, obj names.txt and classes 3 and everything. So this could be named as names or .txt, that's not a problem. So let's now get back here to the unzip and take this away. Okay, now you have to copy this thing. Okay, cp -r and copy this obj.data inside the cfg folder. Okay, and get to this point. Okay, get to the data, we have to get to the data folder. Okay, right, now just copy it. Okay, now check it, every file has been given correctly. Okay, train.txt, everything is given correctly. Okay, you can also check that. Now what you have to do is, after all this is over, you have to make the cfg file. So in order to make the cfg file, you just go down. So not these things. Okay, so these are all the preparations what we made. So now what you have to do is, so in here so the changing this into obj.names, these are all not needed. Okay, so you have to copy it from here to the bottom. Okay, now just copy it, Control A, Control C, and just take it to a text file. Okay, so file new and paste it and just go up. So from where do you need this? That is the problem. So we just no need it from here. Okay, so this is also not needed. Okay, so we only need this, Control A and copy and get over here, Control V. So now what you have to do is in the CFG folder, okay, in the CFG folder you have to do all these things. So in order to get there, you just copy the darknet and get over here and paste it over here, Control V. Okay, go here, percentage CD, and first thing what you have to do is altering this code. You have to type import OS. Okay, import OS, and no need of these things, and it is just inside the thing. And now what you have to do is you have to go through these things. So num classes, so you have to change all the num classes to 3. Okay, you have to change all the num classes to, so 3 over here, and 3, and another num classes is over here. Okay, 3 only num classes you have to change. Okay, 3, and over here is 3. 3. So check for another num classes is over here. Okay, 3. So are there any other num classes? So just Control F. Okay, NUM CLASS. So only num classes are left over here, and there are no more num classes. So in here what you have to do is you have to take this and activate this num classes, which is 3 classes we have. So we have to activate this as 3. Now we should create an CFG file. That is the point of this, and you have to know that this is highly oscillating in nature. Okay, so we have given everything correctly. So we can close obj.data. We no need process.py anymore. So everything is given correctly. Now the file would be created in the custom.cfg. Okay, custom.cfg will be created. So that is why we changed all these things. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now file is written. So you just refresh it. So you can see a custom.cfg. Where is it? Oh my god, it's not there. cu custom.cfg file is written, but I don't know where it is. So it is in the CFG folder. It is over here, I'm sorry. Okay, so in here what you have to check is the main thing is, so that's it, our problems are finished. So in here 64 and the width and height are 416. So I'm going to give this as 640 cross. Okay, let it be as 416. It's not a problem. Okay, 416. Okay, so you have to go to the last and check the classes. It is about 3. So for classes the formula is this. Okay, you have this. So for the classes you have, there are 3 classes. You name it as C plus 5 into 3. So this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula. So you have 24. Okay, 24, which is highly indicated over here. So let me tell you again. Okay, so in here what happens is that it is given over here as 24. Okay, so in here you have a custom CFG and everything, so it is very good to go now. We're not to switch off the camera. So now everything is being built. We can start the training. Okay, if it is very difficult for somebody to understand, no, don't worry, I will have another tutorial very easy for you. Okay, because I was not prepared to do this, even though these are all correct procedures where the training is going to run. Okay, so just paste this, and now there is a deal. So you have data.obj. So in here obj.data is where it is over here, not here, not in this obj, it is in the data obj. Okay, is over here. So your train.txt, test2.txt, everything has been given correctly, and in the CFG there is custom detector, and we have missed a only single point, this weights file. So you have to download this weights file. Okay, so you have to copy this thing, Control C, and you just copy this thing. You can follow the same thing. Why I am insisting you to go with the your own kind of thing is that then only you will know the difficulty in doing custom object detection in a local system like this, because I'm going to buy a system as soon as possible and going to teach you for lots of kind projects. Okay, very humanity based projects. So now what we have is, in the darknet we have this YOLO thing, and train is given, detector.train, the script is given correctly, don't show map is given correctly, and custom.cfg is given correctly. So let's cross our hands and pray to the God for the success. Okay, so let's check the CFG again, because in CFG something could go wrong. Okay, custom.cfg, where are you? Okay, in here. So in here where you have is, it is 3 classes and 24 filters. That's a great news, and I will teach you how to do YOLO object detection. You can't do it with this. Okay, I will teach you how to do YOLO object detection on video using a Python script which is being generated by the darknet library. Okay, so everything is being done correctly, and it is really now good to go. Okay, so if somebody feel this tutorial is really very hard, I will make you a easy one. Okay, okay, it is just running. Okay, you know, you don't have to give minus GPUs or something. Okay, so it will run perfectly. So let's see at what iterations it is going to show you the learning rate. The first iteration, how much learning rate it is going to show you. Okay, if there is wrong, I'm not going to upload it. CUDA allocate is done. Okay friend, it has started with a very high error and it is not able to tell the hours left. Okay, so first iteration has started with a 1914 average loss. So let's see for the second one. Okay, second one, and that's it. The first part of the tutorial is finished, and I'm going to combine you how to do it with video object detection in the second part. So please watch that also. This will be a great help to you, I think so. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, the training part is finished. I will show you the video detection in the second part, or I will combine the both videos and I will show you. Thank you friends, thank you. So the training is starting. It is just reducing into some, it will take very slow time to reduce.